Hello and welcome back. On the last episode we completed Volume 4 of the legal system and learning about Vika's wishing to a dream of flying, of just everyday aviation. That ending didn't really go as expected, really. But it leads us to Volume 5 of Affection, Unwanted or Untrue. Walking. You sure doing a lot of that recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached to and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with with safer ways to travel, a taxi of some sort, or bus, or a taxi or some sort of bus system. But you don't have any money, and you can't read the signs. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you forward. Friendship. Question marks. Question marks it is. It's your turn. As usual, the streets are hopping. Just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead is an intersection of streets. At an intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia is a night market. As previously stated, you're broke. But there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about a culture from their stories. From their stores, sorry. You're also intent on thinking positive thoughts that are nearly that you're nearly at the market before you realize quite a few people are coming towards you, in the opposite direction. Some of them are running, actually, and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled, and the street is wide enough for you to step aside and let the crowd pass. Or it would be. You get a brief, furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low-pulled hood. Then a hand grabs you tightly, and the tips of the your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has a hold of you speaks quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head closer to hear. We're on a date. You are my mate spirit or my moral, whatever you want. We're just a normal couple out for a night in the town. We're gonna go catch a movie and get some soft serve grilled cream. You feel me? Wow. Okay. Cool. Time to save. Freak out and let the pub beast out of the bag, because it clearly doesn't want us to be silent. You abruptly stop. You stop abruptly, and someone smacks you into the from behind. You go down hard. Your hand ripped away from the girl's. She gives you a fierce glow of disappointment. Fine. Just more people letting me down. I'll deal with this on my own. I've done it before. She takes a running leap for the alley wall, scampering up onto the roof like a squirrel up a tree. You were left looking down at a smudge of violet purple she left on your palm. An emptiness fills you at the thought of the friendship that could have been if only you'd kept your chill. Leap of unfaith. Okay, so what happens if we keep calm then? Your heart beats in your so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little and make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match your pace, and surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting. What the heck happened back there? Someone died. You figured that. But that's not exactly rare for Eternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here than the last couple of days than you've seen throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that was just some normal kind of thing here. Normal, sure, when low bloods are killed. Natural order of things, right? But when with high bloods, it's different. Personally, I don't care about the natural order. Doesn't matter what it is, I'll take it. Oh, so high blood is dead. And you're currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e. she made you her accomplice, i.e. you are now her friend. Helping someone carry out cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. Hooray. What did she call what had she called you? Her mates for it? You aren't exactly sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. My name's PiPap. But there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all. You want to point out that it won't look like we're convincing. We're like a very convincing date if you're just walking in silence. But it would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots that go marching by, drones or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth. They're looking for someone. PiPap doesn't say anything, and she keeps her eyes forward. But she goes as sharp as a laser. Every muscle in her body tenses. You feel it through her hand. Her fingertips tighten until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanked you around the corner to go into a smaller alley connecting to two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple of dumpsters. Hold up a minute. The hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. Two overlapping golden ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. This means she's a goldblood, right? But then PiPap yanks the sweatshirt over her head and underneath. She's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol in olive green. It looks like a little cat. It's pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and kicks a button on the side. A whoosh accompanied by a sultry stink of immolation. Note to self: don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. PiPap grabs your hand again, and you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it off its own, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall in thick, sweaty clumps against her neck. Next, she reaches up to take a part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It would just take it was like a little bit of a veneer, an artificial bit to cover up a notch in the chitin. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You order until you actually begin to listen to some of the conversations happening around you, and check the big billboard-sized screens mounted on the roof a few blocks back. Seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently, a well-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold-blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you're really dealing with a professional here. I need to find somewhere to lay low until the heat turns down. I mean, we both do, since you're now my associate now. Since you're my associate now. I had a contact waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think you had an idea what's going on, ever? She keeps giving you a sharp look, as if she's gradually catching on to just now who she has chosen to recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you're an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? Cool. Oh, no, that's not override saves. Number 4. Hold. What? Okay, now things are being broken. Cool. Let's hide out in one of these buildings, because then we're off the streets. That's a possibility. Most of the hive stems around here are cheap rentals, burgundy and bronze at most. I could take them, no problem. I mean, I could take anyone. Some jobs just require a little more forethought. You can't mind finding an empty unit, or maybe sulking in the foyer of an or alien Starbucks. But you don't want to tell your cool new friend how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to. But she did choose you. Though at this point, she may be wishing she'd grab some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Oh geez, you seriously don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good will come from letting you be in charge. But you also don't want her to think, yeah, you're useless. You kind of wish he'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall purple building at random. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what just seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps up to the hallway lined with doors. This could be any apartment on Earth, but instead of letters on the nameplates, there's those colourful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs, huh? Weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like PiPap predicted. She listens to at a couple of doors before finally settling on one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she just takes a step back and delivers 2 sharp kicks to above the doorknob. What? I'm not the goddamn super. You assure her that you assure her you are absolutely not judging the way she's running this operation. You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before, unless you count the guy who tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured. Or the little girl who drained your blood for paint. Or the boy constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. Shout out to the people we've previously met. The apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news! Not that the smell's bad, just the fact that there's pizza here. You don't think you could live on a planet that didn't have pizza? That's just beyond pale. Yeah, gotta agree. Has to have pizza there. You try and shut the busted door as well as you can. PiPap plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone. Or what had Skylar called it, a palm husk? She pulls out a palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other some space. You take the opportunity to poke around the apartment you're currently legally occupying, just generally being a nosy piece of garbage. Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled up high in the sink, and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of it. Something stinky and red stains half the counter. It might be blood, but it also might be Kool-Aid. God damn it. Cool. Something appears to have gone wrong. PiPap is still on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk out close to her face. She types with her knuckles. You notice that a lot of trolls do that. Probably because of their claws. It's all over Twitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact. They got her. She's been killed. Oh man. Friends are dead. I mean, she's got space for more. Her voice falls flat. Her eyes expressionless. She lets her palm husk slip from her fingers into the lap. You stand next to the couch like a douchebag. You don't know what to say. You doubt PiPap is the hugging type, but you really can't stand her looking so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It was just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show that you're ready to listen and learn and commiserate. PiPap wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadrant pairs who work together. There's one particular famous olive and goldblood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them, but I've never found anyone that I can trust enough to make into my partner beyond just a random one-off. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible, but you did it on your own. Does that mean the guy back in Town Square isn't actually dead? PiPap looks frond at the very thought. Excuse me? No, it just means I had to get a very expensive knife and coat it in a very expensive poison and stab him exactly in the right place. That guy is dead. There's no doubt about that. I don't leave jobs half done. High caste jobs are my speciality. Most people are too afraid to take jobs higher than teal. Me, I don't care. Low blood, high blood. If you've got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, it would make things a lot easier. I'll admit that much. You cough lightly into a closed fist. What's this? Something caught your throat, perhaps? Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? What? Okay. You murmur, delicately, that sometimes destiny steers you in the direction you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it has steered her to you. That's forward for sure. But you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? PiPap snorts. It's a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way. Not a tough assassin like her. You're imagining it. You? No offense, but I only grabbed you because you look so weird, and I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in. You can't argue with her logic, but a sourness starts in the back of your throat at the realization that PiPap had not chosen you for your obvious trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you look like a goddamn disaster. Fair? A very fair assessment. Whatever, you can get past that. God knows you've gotten past worse, like attempted murder. Who attempted to murder us in the past? No, I don't recall anyone who's attempted to murder us. I mean, maybe Tagora in a bad end. As a good friend recently said, you gotta break a few Cluck Beast embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now, more thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars aren't exactly choosers. But you have to remember, you aren't destined to find out. The fate finger reaches down further and chokes you. Keys jingle outside the apartment before whoever is in there catches you inside of the busted door. What the hell? You and PiPap lock eyes. Oh crap. A quick flash of silver suddenly a knife appears in PiPap's hand. Where did that even come from? Outside in the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inwards, and before it's all the way open, PiPap is up and over the couch, launching herself at the intruders. Wait, where are the intruders? And this is what you were afraid of. You were about to watch your new friend kill a poor low-blood troll. This was just a terrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choice all over again. Yeah, that would be rad. You wish your life was like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through. Right behind him is a troll that's so tall he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh no! Oh hell no! The giant troll catches PiPap in one hand. He's got big ram like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. Oh no! A purple blood. His face is painted in lines of black and white, makeup designed to make his face look like a skull. Look, babe. Looks like these are tiny regular thieves. We're baby thieves? PiPap rides in his grip, clawing at him like a angry cat. She hangs on, giving her a shake. Crap. You have to do something, but what? If you get in the purple guy's reach, you're absolutely going to get killed. You try and move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in, and you're rooted to the spot. You can't do anything. You're useless. You don't even know what happened to PiPap's knife. God, you wish you had taken some self-defense classes back on Earth. The High Blood gives PiPap a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls on her feet, and bolts for the window. Of course he would have a High Blood mate spirit. The High Blood turns to you and sticks out a big great tongue, and wow. Suddenly you can move your feet again. You throw yourself out the window after PiPap. You're only one floor up, but that's one floor more than you would like to be when falling out of a building. Your fall is broken by PiPap, meaning you get a collection of your bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. Okay. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot. They're definitely going to call the drones. We've got to run. You roll your big floppy body off and off her and hustle her to keep up as she peels off down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see two guys hanging out the window. The High Blood waves lazily. PiPap stares out strong. PiPap starts out strong, but pretty soon she limping and leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down and get a closer look. You're no doctor, but recently you've been become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop. You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up. Now that we've been seen together, your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been sure that this would been the one lock. Sorry, you sure you had this one on lock? You mentioned half mumbling to yourself that maybe you should. It would be better if you stay together. Safety in numbers and all that. Oh yeah. Maybe safety for you. This is a terrible idea. I can't believe I ever trusted someone who could be someone to have my back. Yeah, let's do this. Another one of your amazing plans. Sounds great. She leaves you at the intersection of the streets. Even though she's no longer leaning on you can nevertheless feel the heaviness settle inside you. Philosophy. A deep fatigue so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. At least you do. Oh, I didn't read that. Oh well. But that means the correct answer was obviously to do to catch a movie. Cool. Part of my mouth twitch. It could be just a muscle spasm, but you like to think that it's a smile of approval or burgeoning camaraderie. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand, and you thought holding a hand for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You are certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded. Also metaphorically, for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, you want to point your point is that it's kind of nice holding hands, even though it's under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's a theater. It's probably a theater in here. Makes sense. You aren't from around here, and you don't think PiPap is either. But you can always recognize them more when you see one. Stalls and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water that's probably been there for years. The biggest difference between this and Earth, this and an Earth mall, is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working at these stores. Everything is automated. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for High Bloods. PiPap's still holding a hand. Gosh, it's like you're really on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the showtimes and descriptions, and you don't have any money, but PiPap chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins into the slots of the machine and split into 2 tickets. You don't see any soft serve grub cream, for you are a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement currently to deal with anything called grub cream. You do have a stop for a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stands. Popcorn, hooray! The theatre you follow PiPap into isn't too crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk up the steps. Your heart pounding and your sweat slides down the back of your neck. You're just positive everyone can see right through this so deeply conventional cross-species matchup that you've got going on here. Even worse, PiPap takes a seat weirdly close to the other group. The only other group in here. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently it's an Alternian. In Alternia there aren't many trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're going to be stuck in here, you want to know what hot new summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy, except you expected PiPap to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean up from the plot, it's about a beautiful young jade blood who gets involved with a visiting blue blood and their servant, a big bumbling bronze. The portrayal of the little blood strike you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Bronya. Just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her luscious hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent. You don't just think it's because you are unfamiliar with the cultural context. It doesn't help that PiPap keeps up with a running commentary throughout. The ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rum is so boring in comedies. There's no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book ever being this garbage. Boy, I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. You are looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What, do you think I've been an assassin since I pupated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice and stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I'd read online. 2 characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that PiPap has decided to tell you about her life story in the back of a movie theatre. The deep blue light of the scene is in the brooding caverns washes over her, making you look noble and sad. You are entranced. It didn't last though. I doubt I had anything to do with my blog, but a few sleeps ago a group of kids broke into my hive. I thought they were, I think they were high, maybe sober. Or maybe on sober. Whatever, they stole a bunch of my stuff, killed my Lucis, and some little psionic broke both my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny. You were riveted. You have a bit of a tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. PiPap picks through the buttery exploded kernels and with a delicate claw. I was trapped in my hive, and I would have starved to death if I hadn't been some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around with an Eastern Alternia replica sword, challenging Purbies to duels. Tealbloods are pedantic bulge lords, but they care about justice. And these kids attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyway, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead turns around to tell PiPap that if she and her Morel want to get all nasty and pale, you should maybe get a room. PiPap kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of her seat The guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow motion slap. Firm and intense and plenty of uncomfortable, intimate eye contact. The girl settles down, and before that, everyone goes back to watching a movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad PiPap trusted you enough to share her past, but you are nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to a movie to lay low? Think about it. When the girl sees the description in the alert, she's not going to think about it. The nosy olive blood getting all conciliatory in public. It's way safer than sulking around, believe me. Gosh, PiPap really is an expert. You're so glad that you got to go on this date with her, even if it's not mostly fake. As soon as you're back out on the street, PiPap pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. Ah, that little nooklicker. I thought she bailed on me. According to the chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. I told her to be careful. Her sadness is quickly turning into rage, vibrating off her frantic waves. Voice gets louder too, and people are starting to look this way. Heckling in the theatre is one thing, shouting at a phone about murder is another. Things are going south fast. You've got to calm it down. Deploy PiPap. For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw in the troll inside the dude's angry date. You press a palm firmly on her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green, and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch, and as if she's drawing comfort from this, a tiny little gesture. Then blinks and pulls away. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lip, hesitating. Then she reaches up and repeats the gesture to your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're weird-looking, double-horned amputee, with a very few social skills, a terrible survival instinct, and both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're all right. Cool. We have no memory whatsoever. If you ever want to learn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just the tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude. Okay, don't get too choked up. Don't get too choked up. They're definitely just gonna be this. You're sure, PiPap, that due to your general ineptitude, you wouldn't want it any other way. Hooray! We got to watch a movie. We got popcorn. We got a date. And we got a friend. All positives. But with that, it's come to an end. Hope to see you on the next one. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.